how does the porn industry hurt women in general and maybe women who view it specifically?
I think there's all sorts of, I mean, my brain is full of stuff right now. Psychologically speaking, the first thing I'll start with is it ties women to the idea that receiving violence or receiving humiliation is arousing. I think that's one of the most detrimental things you can do to women. Because I've heard stories of even married women, Catholic married women, or Christian married women who are trying to be faithful to their spouses and to their beliefs, who literally cannot have sex with their spouse without pretending and role-playing that they're being abused, because they've been so conditioned to think that violence is the only way. So I think I read a study once that it was something like 90% of pornography typically shows women being humiliated, like verbally humiliated or physically abused. And that number makes sense, but I think that conditioning of women that this is the only way for you to receive any sort of sexual affirmation, any sort of arousal, that's terrifying to me. And I think that's one of the biggest crosses I think women carry long term, is letting go of those mental ties. I think on another level, the isolation that does come from being a female who's struggling with porn or masturbation or some other sexual addiction. Just that questioning of your womanhood, that questioning of your femininity, especially in the presence of men. I think it deeply affects how we interact with men. You question whether or not you can ever have a healthy interaction with a man, whether it's a friend, boyfriend, whatever. So it just kind of ends up making women cave in on themselves. Not to mention just the psychological damage it does, just addiction in general. I think it's similar to men, where it shrinks your brain, it takes your attention, it steals your memory over time too. There's a lot of studies saying that it steals your memory. So the psychological long-term damage is very similar to men in most senses, but I'd say the conditioning towards violence and humiliation is a more uniquely female struggle.